From the Opubco studios in Oklahoma City, this is the Press Row. I'm Jenny Carlson, and I'm joined by my fellow columnists Barry Trammell and John Rohde. Guys, the Thunder are in the midst of a brutal stretch. 6 games in 9 days, and then after a couple days off, a back-to-back on the road against the Lakers and the Suns. That seems like an ouch to me. So far in this 8-game stretch, the Thunder is 1-2 heading into a home game against Dallas. Barry, what can we reasonably expect out of the remainder of this stretch? Are 2 wins possible? 3 more? What do you see?
Well, I think 2 wins would be a very solid maneuver by the Thunder, starting with tonight against Dallas. This is a game I think they really need to win. In the NBA, you don't have must-win games, especially in December. But if you lose tonight at Dallas, it's a 3-game losing streak. Got Detroit Friday night. Should win that one, but then comes another likely 3-game losing streak. Go to Houston, maybe can win there, but probably not. And then Dallas and LA, good luck with those. So if you don't win here, you're looking at 2 3-game losing streaks with only a win over Detroit in the middle, and that could really set this team back. Long term, no, but just in the short term, it could be a setback.
Yeah, look at the draw, Barry. It's like the NBA schedule makers were Grinch, and the Thunder has a chance to make it a very happy holiday season. But it's a tough chore. Barry, I agree with you. There are no must-wins in the NBA, but when you're struggling for the playoffs, battling for the playoffs, there's a lot more of those kind of games. Tonight's one of them against Dallas. Friday night is definitely one of them against Detroit, which had won 5 straight until last night. So, Jenny, it's before them. They can do this. No, they have the chance to do this. The question is, will they do this?
Yeah, I think if they win 3, I think that they can, in this stretch, I think they can reasonably say, all right, job well done. Obviously, they would love to win every game, every night out, but they know that this is tough, and especially with the back-to-back nature of so many of these games, I think that really if they win 3, they would have to be saying, all right, we're done with that, let's move on. 4 would be a major accomplishment for this group. By the way, guys, this team is now 23 games into the season. That means we're really quickly approaching this season being a third of the way over. John, from what you've seen so far from this team and also from everybody else, is this a playoff team?
Yeah, but will everybody else continue to do what they're doing? Will the Thunder continue to do what it's doing? I'm thinking New Orleans will figure it out. I'm not sure it's good news, Barry, that Tracy McGrady's back with the Rockets, because I thought they were playing terrific for the limitations they had. Greg Oden's gone from Portland. That changes their parameters. So with a little bit of help, Jenny, I think they become more of a playoff team. I see them more of a playoff team now than I did before the season began.
Well, I certainly do too, but that's because of the Thunder and how well they're playing. They've shown us that they're a solid team and at least be in contention. I think it's going to be difficult to get into that 8th spot, though, because right now they're in 9th, and all the 8 teams in front of them are the 8 teams I think will stay there. You're right, Houston's the one that's a little bit susceptible. I think the Rockets know that Tracy McGrady is better off in street clothes, but if not, then sort of off to the side. I think the Rockets generally know what they're doing. I think they'll make the playoffs. That makes it hard on the Thunder.
The early returns on this team are really good, but I'll tell you what, after the All-Star break is when teams that are serious about being in playoff contention really get after it. I mean, you talk about the teams that are on the cusp right now. If they were looking at the final 20 games of the year or whatever, you'd see a whole different mindset out of teams like the Suns, the Hornets, those teams that are right there on the cusp like the Thunder is. So it'll be interesting to see. I think they can position themselves to be in the discussion, but when you've got those other teams that are looming, knowing what it takes, I think it'll be a difficult task for them. Lastly, guys, let's talk about James Harden for just a minute. He isn't officially the team's backup point guard. Sean Livingston is listed at that position, but the rookie guard has been running a lot of the second unit lately. Barry, is this a guy that could be in the starting lineup soon, or does that really even matter?
Well, I think it matters. I don't think he'll be put into the lineup for this reason. Harden is clearly superior to Thabo Sefolosha on the offensive end, but this team, from the brain trust, Sam Presti on down to Scott Brooks, says defense, defense, defense. You can't go moving your best defender off the starting lineup and expect people to believe you. So I think Harden will sort of settle into the 6th-man role, and I think he'll be a fine 6th man, and then next year you reassess.
A couple days ago I asked play-by-play guy Matt Pinto, I go, Is Harden a little bit closer to starting in place of Thabo? He doesn't envision that happening at all this year because Thabo, we know what he's in there, defense and so forth, and Tabo's terrific. And Harden's terrific. I never thought I'd say this, guys. As poised as Durant is, I think at age 20, James Harden is more poised than Durant. He's not a better player. He's not near the talent. But James Harden on the court, and it pains me because I'm a University of Arizona guy to say this, James Harden is terrific. I think he's mature beyond his years.
He never looks panicked. That's the thing that is remarkable to me. You've got a rookie who obviously is still feeling his way out, but he's so smooth out there. And I'm with you guys. I don't necessarily think he'll replace Thabo Sefolosha, but the more that he plays, I think the more people love him. I mean, it's just, everybody you talk to just loves this guy. What a pick by the Thunder. Hey, that's all for this edition of the Press Row, but you can stay with the best coverage team anywhere at newsok.com and every day in the Oklahoman.